Hello friends, myself Mukesh Pandey. I am Assistant Professor of Botany in CUSA Institute of Science run by CU Ronak Foundation. Today we are going to discuss about botany and its scopes. First of all, what is botany? How can we define botany? Botany is the branch of biology dealing with plant anatomy, that means structure, and plant physiology, that means functions, including environmental factors that affect their growth and development. Botany is also known as phytology, plant biology, or plant science. There are so many branches of botany, but here we will talk about some of the main branches. First one is plant anatomy, which deals with the study of structure of plants. Plant genetics is responsible to study the heredity of the plant. In the ecology, one can study about the distribution of plants throughout the world and why certain species grow in certain places. In the paleobotany, we can study about the evolution of plants and fossils. In the plant physiology, one can study about plant metabolism. Plant pathology is responsible to study about the plant diseases. Now let me tell you the description of botany subject. Botany is one of the main branches of biology. It is one of the world's oldest natural sciences. It is the scientific and systematic study of plants. Historically, all the living things were classified as either animals or plants, and botany covered the study of all the organisms not considered as animals. It comprises everything that could be considered as plant, including flowering plants, algae, fungi, and vascular plants such as ferns. Now, why study plants? Why the plants are important? The study of plant is vital because they support the existence of almost all the animals on earth by producing a large quantity of oxygen and food. Plants are interesting and exciting than anyone can expect because the diversity of the plant life ranges from carnivorous nepenthes, that means pitcher plant, giant stinking rafflesia, beautiful orchids to gigantic and old sequoia trees. Now, as we know that trees are our best friends. How the trees are important for us? Because they can provide us medicine, they can provide us fruit, they can cool our houses. In the environment, they can add oxygen, and they are responsible to remove the carbon dioxide from the environment. They are also responsible to prevent the flooding, and they are also responsible to reduce the soil erosion. That means if we will plant a tree, we can save our earth. Now, what is the role of a botanist? Botanists are scientists who study plants, ranging from the smallest wild grass to the most ancient gigantic trees. Botanists examine both the internal functions and processes within the plant organelles, cells, tissues, whole plants, plant populations, and plant communities. At each of these levels, a botanist may be concerned with the classification, that means taxonomy, phylogeny and evolution, structure, that means anatomy and morphology, or function, just like physiology of the plant life. Now, what are the scopes of botany? Education in the field of botany can open the door to many careers, most of which will involve working with plants in some capacity. Botany degrees typically have a heavy focus on biology and chemistry, but are also likely to include coursework in mathematics, geology, and geography. Degrees in ecology, environmental science, or agricultural science could also be beneficial to a botany career. Sometimes botanists work indoors, for example in laboratories or greenhouses, or outdoors in farming fields or in forests and other wild areas across the globe. After completing graduation in botany, One can go for postgraduate programs like MSc or professional courses like MBA, MLT, B.Ed, etc. After completion of some required additional qualification, one can possess different positions in various government or private sectors. One can become botanist, researcher, professor, biology teacher in school, lab technician, ecologist, horticulturist, environmental consultant, park ranger, plant pathologist, farming consultant, plant explorer, forester, nursery manager. In the same way, one can also join as a conservationist, taxonomist, ecological consulting companies, forest service, federal agencies, colleges, universities and plant research centers, pharmaceutical, food, seed and nursery, fruit growers, biological supply houses and biotechnology firms. One can also work in museum. One can work as a marine freshwater biologist. One can become biological photographer. One can join US Forest Service employee. One can work as a state park naturalist. One can join as an environmental impact specialist. One can work as a greenhouse technician, agricultural research service, botanical gardens and arboretum, environmental and biotechnical regulatory agencies. One can work in National Park Service employee, national forestry or conservation expert, landscape management and design. And finally, one can also join the private sectors like pharmaceuticals, Ayurveda companies, agro industries, life sciences, biofertilizer companies, etc. Thank you so much for watching this video.